If you've ever wanted to start your own podcast, you might think you need all kinds of equipment to set it up. And it turns out, no, that's wrong. All you need is Anchor. Anchor is an all-in-one free tool from Spotify that lets you create your own podcast and get it heard anywhere. With Anchor, you can record, edit, be heard on all listening platforms, and they'll even pair you with sponsors to help get your ass paid. It all works in your web browser or right from Anchor's mobile app. And best of all, it's totally free. So start your podcast with Anchor today by going to anchor.fm/Smosh. That's anchor.fm/Smosh. And now, back to my friends.
Dogs can sense like a heart attack.
I mean, Django did that. The lady that's taking care of Django, she has like a heart condition, and like twice in a row, he would like stare at her like really intensely or be by her, like just looking at her, and then 30 seconds later, she'd collapse.
Every event that we have is being created, it is happening more extreme. So if it was ever hot, it's hotter. If it's ever cold, it's colder. If it's ever dry, it's drier. And these things are happening more often in larger swings.
Yeah.
I have to admit, this, you make a lot more sense now that I know that your childhood was a Diablo Cody movie.
What's the weirdest thing that aliens would take as a drug from Earth?
Molly.
Molly, yes. The aliens are just all in on Molly. Yeah.
Hey guys, Courtney's hosting today's episode, but I just want to give a quick shout out to Anchor, Upstart.com, and Honey. Now enjoy the podcast.
What was your
Everybody in
first
the
dance, your
party.
school dance like?
It was in middle school, and it was awkward as
Did you slow dance?
No, I maybe at one point did, but I was so nervous that I don't remember it. I just remember it would be Yeah by Usher.
Mm-hmm.
It would be
YMCA.
it would be a Ciara song.
Yeah.
1-2 Step.
Yeah, 1-2
Would be in every
Yo,
single
little
middle
kids
school.
throw it back to 1-2
Be
step.
some JoJo.
Some Joe
There's
Jonas?
gotta
That's
be, no,
JoJo?
JoJo.
Oh, JoJo's past me. That's
Oh,
JoJo,
yeah, that
get
was-
out right now.
Yeah,
It's the end
little
of You
too
and
late.
Me.
Little too late.
I'd ask you to sing
It's
it, but
just
we get
a little too
demonetized.
late.
She literally existed for a little short period of time,
She's still around.
and then she
I
did
hope.
Aquamarine,
I hope.
and she disappeared.
Yeah,
Why do I feel like
dude.
I
She's
might know
around,
She's back.
guys.
She's back.
She is around.
Guys, welcome to another one. Guys,
Another one.
episode of SmoshCast.
Oh,
It is Courtney hosting. Oh, whoa. Who's in front of me? Right here, we got the Shayne Top, Olivia Sway, and Noah H. Grossman.
That's the wrong initial.
No, it's
Hey.
Noah, the
Andrew.
number 2,
No, it's A.
Grossman.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Andrew.
it's Ian's middle name.
Yeah,
I
you
learned
guys
that.
said
Oh wow, you have
Yeah,
the
we
same.
got the same one.
Yeah.
You
That's
look like
really
an Andrew,
cool.
to be honest with you.
My mom was going to name me Andrew, but then she heard an argument about bagels and thought Noah sounded better.
I know. She was in a pool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
She was in a pool.
Yeah, she was. Public pool.
This is how we know so much about each other. It's
Wow,
crazy.
a lot of our lives were
Time
determined
travel.
by pools.
Yeah, your mom saved
oh,
your life in a pool.
Yeah, that's right. I realized. I think this is my first. Have I done a podcast with either of you?
Really?
I don't think so.
I haven't. No,
I don't think so.
it's my first podcast with. I haven't done one with Keith either. I've been.
This is a you issue.
Yeah, clearly,
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah, what's the deal?
I've
the
been
deal,
wanting to do a
dude?
podcast with Keith because on set, Keith and I talk the most crap.
Yeah.
No,
It's-
me and
it's nonstop.
Can I tell
No.
you something that Keith called me yesterday?
Oh.
No, I can't tell you guys this.
What?
Oh, great. Yeah.
No, it's a
Okay.
little offensive.
Then
Oh,
you have
what?
to cut it.
Cute.
But he calls me and
Well,
he
are we
was
gonna cut
laughing.
this,
Yeah,
or-
I'm going to tell you what it is. Well, I'm not going to tell you in detail what it is, but me and Sam were in the car and he's on speakerphone and he doesn't really tell me. He's like, I have something to tell you. And all he does is just starts laughing and coughing at the same time. And we're like, okay, what? And he's just like,
Keith will be on the phone. We'll be hanging out on set. He'll just pull up his phone. He'll have his headphones in so he can't hear what the other person's saying. He'll be FaceTiming, and his phone conversations will go on for like 2 hours, but he never actually says a sentence. He'll just be like,
yeah.
Yes.
oh, he was like, and he'll just like make a face, and then he starts laughing again, and it's that for an hour.
Dude, he was on the phone with me for 13 minutes doing that. And I said, Keith, I don't understand.
Shayne, you and Olivia have been on a podcast before. Episode number 2 of the SmoshCast.
Oh yeah,
Wow,
that's
the
right.
second one ever.
The second one. That's
What?
right.
Didn't
I,
even
I thought.
remember?
Yeah, I realized that, but Noah and Keith, I have not.
Yeah, Keith would have been here, but his audition is running a little late.
Son of a-
And that, hey, let's hope he gets it.
Yeah.
Somebody books that.
Fingers,
God.
fingies crossed.
He'll be the next Will Smith.
Yes, they're casting a new
Just
Will Smith.
a new Will Smith.
Yes,
They're getting rid
to
of-
enter into the
getting rid of
family
Will
to do it all.
Smith. They need a new Will Smith.
Yeah.
They're gonna have. It's the dumbest joke I've ever said in my life.
Why did everyone just stare at me?
Yeah.
Why?
You spaced out so hard, BB.
No, I didn't. I was thinking about something else.
What?
Okay.
Share.
I was thinking about why did Shane say Will Smith and not say like Chris Rock, because everyone thinks he looks.
I don't know. The
Will
Chris
Smith's
Rock joke
on
is
fire
old.
right now.
Yeah,
And Will Smith is like.
Did
he's
I
kind
ever
of
tell
back
you?
on top.
We were at a Mexican restaurant, and there were these like drunk girls that walked by our table, and then they came back out, and they would just start giggling at not at Chris, at
Keith?
at Keith, and they were like, "No, you go, no, you go," and then they were just like, "Oh, are you Chris Rock?"
Are you serious?
I'm not joking. I witnessed this in front of my face, and I was like,
No.
I'm like,
No. Keith has similarities, obviously, and I think it's a lot of just like the way they sometimes speak, but they don't look not in actuality.
Well, this is the issue: is one dude's like 58 and the other guy's like 28. So, like, off of the first thing, you're definitely like, oh, since when is Chris Rock like 5'7" and 30 years younger?
Yeah, like when was the last time?
So undershot his age or his height.
What if they okay? Never mind.
When was the last time those girls saw Chris Rock in a movie like 10 years ago?
yeah.
That's,
Well,
like,
I
what
think
I'm
these
wondering.
girls were very drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Keith like plays it up. He'll be like, I can't do Chris Rock.
I'm Chris Rock. Hello. And they're like, oh, they said the thing Chris Rock says.
Keith has just got such an infectious energy.
He really does.
Yeah.
It's when I'm on set, he's the one who makes me laugh the most. Like I will break in the middle of scenes because I can see Keith in my peripherals laughing or
Yeah.
cracking up. Whenever like something dumb is ever said, I'll like Keith and I will give each other a look because I know he's
Yeah.
recognizing how funny it is too.
It's like high school, you know, in class, like someone says something and then you see your friend, you're like, and then you just both start laughing. Like that's Keith. Like Keith is the most immature person, but
Yes.
I love him.
Oh yeah, in the best way.
Yeah, and in the same way of high school, it's like you guys will always be laughing about something, and then I'll want to like hear what it is. So I'll just like take a step closer and be like, "Hey guys, like, what's up?"
Like the water
Hey,
cooler.
whoa, there's some laughter in the back of second period. Could I hang out? No?
He's like,
All right.
he's like the type of person where I can drink at like 10 a.m. and he won't judge me.
And you mean water,
Water?
No, I meant like hard alcohol.
hard alcohol.
You guys, everyone needs a friend like that. Like, I remember I told him that. I was like, oh, yeah, this one girl is my friend where I can drink at 10 a.m. and she won't judge me. And she's like, you know what? That's a good quality to have in, like, a really good friend. It's like,
Yeah.
they don't judge you.
Unconditional love.
I could murder someone in front of Keith and he'd be like, good job. You did a great job murdering
Honestly,
that person.
I'm so glad
No,
I'm an
really.
accomplice.
No, like, he's
He'd just laugh and cough. And then FaceTime me later and laugh and
I
cough.
think you guys are all friends. Like, you guys all kind
Oh, yeah.
of, you wouldn't judge me.
I mean, I wonder, like, if I were to call you and be like, Olivia, I killed somebody. I don't know what to do. Would you help me?
I would. I'd be like, okay, let's figure this out. Let's pray together.
I don't know who else I would call.
I would
otherwise.
help you.
I'm glad you would call me.
Yeah.
You'd probably know someone. You'd be like, I know a specialist.
I'm like, don't
out
worry,
in
my
Hollywood.
mom knows someone.
You always
Yeah.
know someone. Like earlier today, I was like, I was been thinking about doing acupuncture. And you're like, I have a guy that does acupuncture.
I know a lot of. I have a lot of sources, but then it's also because I grew up in LA. So like,
Yeah.
at age 15, I was going to weird places, just doing some investigating work.
When I was a
Gonna
detective.
move past
No,
that.
I would just like I didn't have anyone to talk to. Only child syndrome. I would just go linger at like I remember like at dollar stores or like liquor stores.
Did you still have
my
your
God.
roller backpack?
Yeah, it was like,
so
at
funny.
dollar
Linger,
stores?
yeah.
And
I
I
would
met
just-
many interesting people.
no, and I would just ask them a lot of questions and talk, and like I would become friends with them. And
Okay, hold on. We gotta. Olivia, how have I known you for 4.5 years? And I didn't know that when you were a kid, you would linger around dollar stores and meet people and find out about their lives.
oh my god, you guys didn't wait.
What is your childhood?
Well, because my first really good friend that I had in middle school was actually the custodian.
Wow.
Because my mom wouldn't pick me up for ever since elementary school, my mom would not pick me up for like 2 or 3 hours. And then I'd be like, Mom, and then she'd open the trunk, she's like, I was at Kmart. And like, she was like shopping. And like, you guys can't really, it's very rare where I find someone who can relate to my childhood, because my mom would just like leave me at school or like leave me in middle school. And in middle school, I stopped going to after school classes because I hated it. So I would just like wait 3 hours. Like school would end at 3. She'd pick me up at 6. And I would hang out around there was a dollar store. I'd go hang out and they would close at like 5. And then I'd go back to school and hang out with the custodian.
Wow.
Was the custodian was cool?
So cool.
What's his name?
And that was your first best
That's
friend.
cool.
What was
We
their
were
name?
very close. I honestly forgot, but we talked about his kids. And then, it was
Talk about like,
follow him around.
Trade Pokemon cards.
And then I would help him with this. I truly, that's what I did, and I really
solve
liked
mysteries under the school.
it. And then I used to go to this. I would go to this place called Bentoya, and I would hang out with.
What is your
I would walk down the block and just like I made my stops. I'm like, hey, how you doing today?
Wow.
You were like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, but it was just this street with a dollar store.
And there was a liquor store. Just hang out.
Hey, Olivia. Hey, Olivia.
Hey, how's your wife doing today? Are you guys going on the cruise?
I can actually relate to I still have to like address this with my mom because it's something I really recently figured out because I'm pretty sure I was left places too. Like McDonald's Play Place or like Barnes & Noble. Yeah.
See, my mom would pick me up and I would have to then go to the YMCA because she would have a couple more hours of work and I would just chill at the gym.
Wow.
I wouldn't work out.
You
If I was
talk to
just a
anyone?
kid, I was just like, no, I was very shy. I would often have like a Game Boy or something, or I would just like chill around.
You missed out.
My first video game experience was a gym daycare playing Spyro.
Oh, that's
Wow.
cool.
I was like Hoda.
Hoda?
You know who she is?
No.
You're
works
talking about. Wait,
Oh, I
you're
thought that was a
from
video
Good Morning
game.
America?
Yeah.
Why are you like Hoda? What does that have to do?
Because I interviewed everybody.
So you interviewed the custodian. You also interviewed the liquor store.
Yeah.
And you were just a kid. How old were you?
I wasn't interviewing them. I was just talking to them. I was
How
bored.
old were you though? Like.
That was when I was 14, 13.
You just
Wow.
walk in and be like, "What's up, Marty?" And he'd be like, "How's it going?" He'd be like, "How's your day going?" He's like, "Selling alcohol." And you're like, "That's pretty cool. Can I have some?" He's like, "No." And you're like, "Okay."
No, and then I started getting a car, and that's when it got dangerous.
Oh, where'd
Because
you
then
go?
you would drive around all of LA and interview everyone.
Well, no, because then I went to this bookstore on Melrose, and I met this dude, and he was the first guy that he.
He was the first guy
Tried
I
to
ever met.
kidnap you?
No, he told me about like why am I being so random right now?
Please.
Like they there's a form of art, performance art, where they would put hooks in their bodies.
In their bodies.
Oh.
And dangle from a
Like the
ceiling.
weird stuff.
And so this guy that you met at a bookstore would do that.
Oh no! He was the first one. Okay, when I was 16.
What? What
Sorry,
did-
that was
What?
actually the second most memorable guy.
just happened?
The first guy was actually I met at an Amoeba. You know Amoeba?
Yeah, I know Amoeba.
This guy.
Amoeba's a giant record store.
Yeah,
In LA.
In LA. It's about to close down. But
yeah.
I met this
'Cause
guy.
Olivia
I think his
doesn't
name was. I forgot his name already. He had curly hair. Anyways, he introduced me to a lot. I know this sounds really creepy, but we were truly friends. I look like a little boy, anyways. So there was nothing
Is
like.
that better?
I know. I was very like not scary, you know. And he introduced me to a bunch of awesome movies. And then he also was like, "Oh yeah, I'm also making a documentary about people who were in Psycho."
The movie Psycho?
Yeah.
And
then
this
I
was
met
a
the
long
other-
time ago. You remember these conversations?
Yes.
After these meetings?
They
with
were
these
not
people,
one meetings.
You would be consistent friends with these people.
Yeah, we're Facebook friends.
Wow.
You still talk to these people?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. They're absolutely insane.
That's
They're
crazy.
insane. But I remember being because when you think about it, I grew up in a bubble, and then I would go out into the city and I'd meet a bunch of people, and obviously I would like to know about their lives
Wow.
because they lived a life that I didn't.
I have to admit this. You make a lot more sense now. Like who you are makes a lot more sense now that I know that your childhood was a Diablo Cody movie. You were just walking around meeting like, yeah, my best friend's a janitor, a stripper, and a liquor store owner, and a guy who dangles from hooks.
Dude, this guy invited me to a show too. I was like, oh, no, can't.
Wow. Is it called chandeliering? What is that called?
I don't know what it's called, but because this guy had a lot of body jewelry on him, and then he was telling me more and more. And I think they didn't have an outlet. You know, how many customers go to the store and ask them about what they do outside of the store?
Yeah, well, I'm at a bookstore. I'm assuming people are going to ask about books.
Yeah.
Hey, this book's really good. Do you put hooks in your body and hang from the ceiling ever?
I remember this conversation.
Wow, no one's ever asked me that before. You're never going to believe this, and that's my passion. Wow. You want to be best friends for right now, but then we'll just be Facebook friends later, and I'll never talk to you again.
I mean, I learned. I mean, I enjoyed doing that way more than being at school.
No, that's awesome because my days after school were so boring at the high school library.
Should've hung out with me.
Ignoring Johnny.
Wow.
My life is nothing compared to yours, Olivia. That's
You were in LA too.
not until I was 16.
You could have hung out with me.
We probably hung out. We probably were
You
at
guys have
some
a lot
point.
of, like, similar
We have a lot of
friends.
similar friends that we were probably at the same party at some point.
I was not. I was out.
You were off hanging out with Hookmaster Jim. You were hanging out with the mime you met at Best Buy.
No. You know, but even now, you could ask Sam too. Even now, like I love like meeting people and just asking them.
Yeah, you're a very curious person. You love to like talk to people and ask questions.
I admire that
I
about
believe
you.
that's the thing. I believe everything you're saying. I know you're not making this up, and that's why it's so insane and funny to me. Because
I admire it.
if anyone else said this, I'd be like, stop lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something I've always liked about you is like you all remember people's names and faces and you know people's
I don't.
lives. I mean, better than me. Definitely better than me. 'Cause
Nope.
I'm terrible at that. There are people who are still pissed off to this day that I didn't remember their name for like several months.
Yeah.
It sucks, but yeah, you're very good at that.
And let's take a quick break. Hey guys, giving gifts for the holiday is great, but you know what isn't? Paying too much for those gifts. We all buy things online. Don't you want to spend as little money as possible on said gifts? Well, guess what? That's where Honey comes into the equation. Honey is a free browser extension that automatically finds the best promo codes whenever you shop online. That means you get the best deals possible on over 20,000 websites. I don't feel like I'm bloating my computer with a bunch of crap. It's just a browser extension. Honey has found over 10 million members, over $1 billion in savings. Honey has over 100,000 five-star reviews on Google Chrome Store. So get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/smosh. That's joinhoney.com/smosh.
You know a lot of people. They're all gonna help you one day.
Yeah.
What do you still, when you're just out, do you still meet? Like, do you still?
I think I'm a little
meet-
closed off these days.
Yeah.
Before I kind of like I was asking myself why too. I'm like, why have I not been? That curiosity has just been gone. I think it's just because I'm too famous now.
Yeah.
Right. It's probably because you're too famous.
It's too. No, I don't know. I still try. I don't know, but for some reason, I just feel like now I'm like, I'm late to this, so I don't really have the chance. I don't have time to go linger.
You're
I
an
think it's also
adult.
the world. I think it's
Themselves.
also the world we live in now.
Yeah, you're an
right?
adult
like,
with
there's
responsibilities.
so much going on your phone and everything. Whereas like,
But
it was much
yesterday-
easier. There was so much more time, like 10 years ago, even of just like being bored. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't seem like it happens as much now. There's always something you could be looking at.
I legitimately can't think of a time that I've been like bored as a kid even because I was the youngest of 3 children. Like I was literally just playing too much Xbox.
Yeah, I just remember. Because I had 2 older brothers. I was the youngest. I was just always kind of doing my own thing. But I didn't get a phone until I was 14, and that was a flip phone that was broken in half, and I still had to use it.
Oh, yeah.
like an old timey
So you
phone.
had 2 pieces?
It had 2 pieces, and it just had a wire connecting them. And I was like, Dad, and he was like, no, it still works. And I was just like, yeah. He's like, you'll use that. So I was talking like in 1930s, like, hello, like,
Who would you talk to?
nobody, like, no, like
Himself.
You don't- yeah, it just was a prop.
Yeah.
Up until then, like, if I was out somewhere, like, if I didn't have a Game Boy or something on me, I was just sitting there, just like staring off into space.
I'm sorry, and now because I'm looking at you, and you reminded me of something.
Yeah.
Being ugly,
This-
what's that like?
Yeah.
Being a stupid idiot. What's up with that?
You reminded me of this waitress that I knew.
Which
Okay,
one?
good. You got to go on.
Well, I just hung out with them all the time.
Anything interesting about them that
What?
you remember?
What kind of restaurant did they work at?
Well, this was a restaurant in China, and my parents would take me there, and I hated sitting with them, so I'd go sit with the waiters and the waitresses, and during their lunchtime. And I remember for my birthday, they bought me a tiara.
Oh,
What?
that's really cute.
Yeah, and I think that's how it started.
You're like so many Disney movies put together. Like that's how I see your life. It's like little stories of like the main character who just like stumbles into a magical world where like everything is nice and happy and friendly, but that's just because like it's just a little sweet kid.
That was, yeah.
The thing is, I wish that as a kid you had stumbled into a fan. Like if you discovered Narnia, because you wouldn't think it's weird. You just kind of be like, all right. And then you just go and like hang out with like fantasy creatures. and
You're
you would
when
just
the
be like-
other kid enters Narnia and they're like, oh, you're not the first. There was someone else who came and now you've been there for like 100
And you're
years.
the
Yeah,
queen.
I'm 100, yeah.
You're the
Yeah.
queen of it all. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah. Just a century-old goblin.
Well, we didn't say goblin, but
That's new.
You know, if that's what you would like to be.
if that's what you
Yeah.
want, then you can have
Wow.
that.
So you would just drive to LA and be like, I'm gonna go to this record store and see who's inside. Wow, that sounds like me in an open world video game.
I was,
Yeah.
yeah. Or not just go, I'd just be talking to people.
You would just talk out loud and wait for a response.
There- That does, dude. Do you ever have those moments though? Like 'cause sometimes we get so used to our routine where I'll go home after work and I'll be chilling in my apartment and I'll be like, if I wanted, I could get in my car and just go anywhere I want.
You
And
can.
but like I forget that. You get so used to your like.
Come with me on an adventure.
How often do you go on adventures?
I actually thought about it yesterday. I'm going to go look for a tagine,
a what?
a Moroccan clay pot.
Yeah, okay.
And the thing is, I could order on Amazon, but I'm impatient and I really want to go find like a Moroccan food store where they can sell it. And I think in that I can meet many.
So it's quicker than Amazon for you to go to the Moroccan
more
food
interesting.
store? I'll agree with that.
It
Yeah.
definitely is to go. Where would you start to find a, what is it called?
Well, there's a thing called Yelp.
But what's a
tagine.
A tagine.
Is
What
there
is it?
anything
What does a
special about it?
tagine do?
It's like a slow roast pot.
Oh.
I was really inspired from Dave Chang's food show, and I was like, I want to slow cook something in a tagine. And I was like, I haven't done that. I haven't been searching for something in a long time. I used to like have such weird, obscure things I would go search for, like henna ink, you know.
Not even making fun of you.
And I would go like 20 miles away from where I lived and go find henna ink. Or like I'd find specific things, and I think there's another specific thing I can go find and then like meet some people on the way.
Go on a
soulmate.
journey.
And I don't even vlog this, guys. This is just for my own self.
You're gonna go on a quest, and you're gonna meet colorful characters on your way who will join you, and together you will find that.
Olivia's Dora Explorer.
Yeah. Yeah, but an evil witch tries to stop you from getting the tagine.
The evil
This
witches,
tagine is
yeah,
mine.
disguised as the 405 freeway.
Oh my God. That's
Oh
a
my
big
God.
disguise. It's a large witch.
That witch caused the Getty fire to stop you.
There's a fire.
Everything is on fire.
I have a question, Noah. Does the fires have to do with climate change?
Yeah. I don't
Ye-
know if that
yes.
was a bait. I don't know if I'm
Yes,
being baited
that's-
into talking
that's
for
what-
Do we
25
know
minutes.
how they were started? Do we know how they were started?
There's so
climate
many
change
ways.
is creating the environment for massive fires and other things.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Decades
starts-
of drought, low humidity, high
Yeah,
heat,
it's-
high winds.
Is that how winds start?
When
there's-
fire.
I mean, we
Every
could,
event that we have is being created, is happening more extreme. So if it was ever hot, it's hotter. If it's ever cold, it's colder. If it's ever dry, it's drier. And these things are happening more often in larger swings.
Yeah,
the
the
cold
weather-
snaps and the
So anything that was bad
fires
before
and
is worse now.
The weather's being super dramatic.
hurricanes, everything is caused by it.
But I want to know the scientific.
I mean,
I don't
we're
know.
not scientists. I think I read a thing where it's like because of the changes in temperature up north, that causes a lot of fluctuation around the whole
Up
planet.
north,
and
as in like
North Pole and just also the temperature in general. Temperature is what causes most weather and climate, everything. So
Earth is special because we got one super orb of climate where all hemispheres interact. You know, the airflow goes from here all the way there. It flows around. But planets that aren't inhabitable, like Saturn and Jupiter, they have weather bands areas where only certain weather events happen. So like on Jupiter, there's the big eye, or there's certain bands
that
of storm
storm.
of different colors and different things. That's how the Earth is getting. Certain areas that were dry are now going to just stay dry forever. Certain areas that are wet are going to just start getting
Why
wet.
is that happening?
Just because the
We're
way that our
turning it into
Because you
ecosystem
drive a
works
Range
is
Rover.
dysfunctional.
Don't tell people that.
Sorry.
I drive a Prius.
Olivia drives
Range Rover
a
frame.
giant unicycle, with the big front wheel and the small tiny wheel in the back.
A giant
I
unicycle.
ride on
With
my
two
own
wheels.
With
backpack.
2 wheels. Whoa, I've got this. There's this new company. It makes unicycles with 2 wheels.
Okay, but I also
Whoa.
don't eat meat, so there you go.
Oh, yeah. I didn't.
Hey, Olivia, just so you know, it's not your fault. If our climate goes down, it's not your fault. There's a lot of things we can all do individually, but
Yeah.
it's not our fault.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I've talked about
What
this
have you
post.
been doing?
Have you seen that post that I put on my story occasionally? I've talked about it. It's like, for the person who recycles and has a compost but isn't aware of our homelessness situation, thank you. To the person who donates regularly to this children's hospital but
Drives a Range
has
Rover.
an H2 Hummer, thank you. Because it's like, we're all doing our best. We can't all do everything.
do
So I didn't mean to
everything,
tease
yeah.
you about your Range Rover.
We're not all Captain
okay.
Planet.
Not
Okay,
everyone.
but I do think that the climate change stuff is definitely a high priority of what we should be thinking about.
That's bad.
Yeah. How come the aliens aren't helping? Why don't they just come over and be like, what the
Dude, stop by and they're like, oh, I give up. Bye.
Really?
Yeah.
You think they gave up? What if, like, in that time period when all the aliens were all of a sudden showing up and we're like, whoa, what's this? And then they saw what was going on and they're like, oh, we're never coming back.
What
And we,
are-
like, lost
Remember
our
that
chance to be the
documentary
cool
you showed
people.
me?
Oh, yeah. Unexplained. Some shit. That.
Yeah, that one really blew my mind.
That stuff is the stuff that's coming out now.
watched
That's
it
like
too.
all the I was telling you guys about it. It's all the little videos that are coming out. That's like the Tom DeLonge group and all that stuff, which is like it is whatever it is. Maybe it's aliens, maybe it's secret military, whatever. But it's just the fact of like, obviously people aren't crazy, though. A lot of people are crazy. These
Right.
videos are real when it's like other.
I'm gonna get really nervous when aliens just start like coming down and they're like, "All right, we're gonna round up as much Frosties,
Yeah, they just take the good stuff.
PlayStations," and
Yes.
it's like, they're getting the good stuff we made and they're getting out of here.
Yeah.
Quick, grab
Wow.
the Game Boys and go.
That's so funny. A world where like we get brought in, we get colonized into an intergalactic group, and now we export just the best things from Earth.
Oh, that'd be
And then they have like an Earth version of, like, they have on their alien planet, it's just a giant Disneyland, but it's just Earth
Yeah, it's
land.
Earth stuff. Yeah, there's like a
Earth.
Disney store, but it's just
That's
Earth
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I'd love
welcome
to
to
see that.
America.
Eat fried chicken
Yeah. And drink Pepsi.
and drink Pepsi. And they'll be like,
Is
wow, that was
Pepsi-
the best ride.
Would they have
Pepsi would not
Pepsi
be
or
what
Coke?
represents us.
I don't
No,
think
it'd
so.
be Coke.
Coke
As
would
Earth?
represent us.
As Earth?
Coke would be our
As Earth-
drink.
you know
that
what? Coke and
represents
Pepsi
us.
would come together, and they would just build like a Disney drink.
It would be.
It'd just be called
It'd be
something.
Coke
Like
and some like beer.
Budweiser.
No, it'd be
Yeah.
Coke beer.
It'd be Coke and wine, because wine is
Oh
like a
my
very
God.
historic. Like it's like the alcohol.
Ages
that,
well.
And they'd be like, "Wow, look at this stuff they found that really messes them up." But it wouldn't affect aliens because their chemistry is different. It would
You can,
just
like, see it traveling
It would
through
just
their
not
body.
affect them. They'd
What's
just
the
be like,
weirdest
"Oh,
thing that
lame."
aliens would take as a drug from Earth?
Molly.
Molly, yes. The aliens are just
affects
all in
them
on
too.
Molly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're listening
Holy
to.
sh-
They're listening to Calvin Harris on Molly, like, yeah, this is great.
Earth, man.
Yeah.
Oh, have you heard Charlie XCX?
Yeah. All of a sudden, aliens come to Earth to camp out for 3 days in a desert and do Molly.
Dude, what if there's some aliens showed up to Coachella and
Yeah.
everyone was just like, whatever, they're
Oh my
vibing
God.
too.
Yes.
There will be people like that. I mean, they were at Area 51,
That's insane.
right? They're like, let the aliens vibe.
Yeah,
Let
leave
them
them alone.
vibe.
Let them vibe.
Would you guys do?
Seriously.
Would you guys do alien drugs?
If aliens came down and were like, take this.
Yeah.
It depends. If they were like, take this,
It's really
there's the
fun.
part of me that would think like, oh, is this like will this make me like a superhuman? Like aliens come down and they're like, here, take this, pill. I'd be like, oh, okay, Morpheus, alien Morpheus. But if they came down and they're like, take this, it'll make it's crazy. I'd be like, I don't know. If it's crazy for you,
That's-
this giant
that's
jello
really
monster,
funny. Yeah.
God knows what it would do. to
I don't
me.
think
fun.
they would speak English to you.
I mean, or they put it, they land, they jam some chip into my ear, and then they're like, now you can understand us. It's alien Duolingo. And I'd be like, cool.
Or they transform into like dead like celebrities, like they transform into like Marilyn Monroe
Or Elvis.
Oh, that's cool.
and then
Yeah, just Elvis. It's like, hey there, I'm from Saturn.
because they don't want to look threatening. You
Yeah, they
know?
don't wanna-
Try
That's
this.
really that is
Try
more
this
threatening
mullet.
to me. Why is Johnny
Elvis?
Bravo? I guess Johnny Bravo.
Whoa
and Elvis.
there.
Yeah, that's pretty
Do you
threatening.
think they have an Area 51 on their planet and they have humans
They think
in
there's
there?
humans. They wouldn't care.
We don't
That's
know. We don't
crazy.
know. What if they were like literally? What if they were evil?
They're not.
I don't think
Pretty
they would
evil
even
to see us destroying our planet and
So-
not helping.
No, they would not have morality at all. They would have alien morality.
Yeah,
that's
they're-
our human construct.
Their belief is so different than
Yeah.
ours. Like maybe it's not. They're not very. As an alien, I wouldn't understand.
Yeah, honestly.
Maybe they gain their power from hugs.
yeah.
And they're like, quick, our spaceship can't leave unless we hug enough people. Here, get in here.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. That's really cute.
That's crazy.
I was gonna say, what's your guys' favorite alien movie? Like, there's
The Arrival.
Remember the one with the what's the
seen
Seth
that one.
Rogen one?
This is it. This is the
Ed?
end.
Ted?
or something.
It's not Ted because that's his teddy bear.
What is this
Paul.
alien one?
Paul.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I
okay.
never saw that.
I don't know.
It's pretty
I loved
funny.
Signs as a kid. It scared the crap out of me.
Signs scared. That was the first like movie thriller that I'd ever seen. It turned me off of scary movies for years.
Really, I love you guys should watch The Arrival.
That's
Oh,
the
that movie's awesome.
I love
I
that.
love how what it talks about, like
alien
language
movies.
and everything.
Yeah,
That's
Mars
really
Attacks.
cool.
Anyone?
Never
Oh
seen
yes, Mars Attacks is so good.
So
Never
Mars
weird.
Attacks is really good.
Never seen.
Sexually awakening.
That one's a comedy, but I was too young to get that it was a comedy, so I found it
Yeah.
funny, but it was also scary.
It was scary and
Yeah.
sexually awakening. Just a lot of movies were very sexually awakening for me. Where you're like, whoa.
Xenon was pretty cool.
Yeah, it wasn't sexually awakening though.
Remember the pop star came?
Cetus Lapidus.
Cetus Lapidus.
Yeah, I think the only movie that was sexually awakening for me was Harry and the Hendersons.
Over
That's
my
not
head.
that's not aliens. That's Sasquatch.
That was like way before my time.
That's so
It's
funny.
before my time too, but I just remember watching it at some point. It's actually really sweet. Some family, they meet Sasquatch. He becomes part of their family, and by the end, even though he causes a lot of ruckus, he becomes their best
No
friends.
way.
But then they take him back. There's actually a really I'm going to spoil Harry and the Hendersons. So if you really want to watch Harry and the Hendersons, just move forward by like 30 seconds. So at the end, they bring him back to the forest, and there's this really cool shot. It's really cool. I've always remembered this, where he walks into the forest, and it's the forest clearing, and then they had a bunch of actors dressed as Sasquatches, but they were so blended in, they all start moving, and you realize there's like 50 right there. And I'm like, whoa, what if there is a bunch of Sasquatches, but they're so well camouflaged that you never see them?
Whoa.
I think my uncle who lives up in Aspen, Colorado, fully believes in Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's so fun.
Yeah. Dude, when I go out into the woods when I go camping or anything, you believe stuff could be out there because it's so big, it's so expansive, it's so dark at night, and yeah. No, there's probably stuff up there.
Is Sasquatch smart?
I mean, they believe it's just a very smart ape, but I think gorillas were kind of like this mythical beast up until like the late 1800s.
I think there's like a religious background or a theory that God or whoever
It's
punished
Jesus.
a person. It's Jesus
Oh
walking
my
around.
God.
God.
That it's Cain.
No,
They
it's
made him all
Cain.
hairy?
That's
And they
Sasquatch
punished
is
him
Cain.
to be like living forever, and so he just became this giant hairy being.
Ha ha.
Wow.
Ha
You
ha,
got to hang out in
pranked.
Oregon now.
Yeah, you have a bunch of
Loser.
yeah.
Let's take a quick break. Getting into credit card debt is easy, but getting out is hard, especially if your credit score isn't great. Thankfully, now there's Upstart.com, the revolutionary lending platform that knows you're more than just your credit score and offers smarter interest rates to help you pay off your high-interest credit card debt. Upstart goes beyond the traditional credit score when assessing your credit worthiness. They actually reward you based on your education and job history in the form of a smarter interest rate. Upstart believes you're more than just your credit score. They believe in you. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate in just a few minutes. The best part, once the loan is approved and accepted, most people get their funds within the next frickin' business day. Over 300,000 people have used Upstart to pay off their credit cards or meet their financial goals. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt by consolidating everything into one monthly payment with Upstart. See why Upstart is ranked #1 in their category with over 300 businesses on Trustpilot, and hurry to upstart.com/smosh to find out how low your Upstart rate is. And now back to my favorite people in the world.
I don't know if I believe it, but I believe there could be an ape that we haven't. We keep finding new species of animals. It's possible there's just like a type of mountain orangutan.
Yeah.
chilling.
It's like 10,000 years ago. There's like 7 different types of human, including us.
Right.
Like there's smaller ones, bigger ones,
Yeah.
smarter ones, less smart ones. And
But
then
weren't you
But we
just
were the ones
saying-
that survived because we were
Yeah.
able to form
Yeah.
groups and
Yeah, we adapted.
And
Yeah, and
we
I mean,
weren't necessarily the
even,
smartest one though, but we were the most effective at taking over
even-
territory.
we were
even-
also the ones that created fire. Sorry.
Even Neanderthals were in groups and had language and culture and stuff. I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy. 'Cause didn't you say like there was like almost kind of like dogs? There was like different breeds of
just
different
like
types
there
of
was different
humans.
there was different species of hominids. So yeah,
then we
that,
blended.
there was a lot of because a lot of people with European ancestry probably have like 1 or 2% Neanderthal DNA in them.
Did you ever read *Sapiens*?
No, but you were telling me about it. I really want to read that because I
a great
love
book.
that.
I tried to
type of
audiobook
history.
that thing and I was like 48 hours. That'll be easy.
Yeah.
I got through like 8 hours of it and then I just kept listening to the first 8 hours because it's so much
Yeah,
information.
It's a lot.
That, like,
It's a lot, man.
so I need to get back into it. So I
Yeah.
know 8 hours of it.
I need to do audiobooks, honestly.
They're great.
Yeah.
They're good, but also I need to read a goddamn book. I realize now, like the last
So
time
great.
I actually tried to sit down and read something, like physically that was like 300 pages long that used a large repertoire of vocabulary, like I don't know the last time I touched it. And
A
that's something I need to get on.
challenging book, Yeah.
Now that I'm done with school, I've been reading again, and it's so nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
reading for pleasure. Instead of-
Yeah, reading.
Reading
Fictional
to
or
please
non-
myself.
Fictional or non-fictional?
I've been reading fiction, but both. So my plan of attack with reading right now is to have one fiction book, one nonfiction book, and a book of poetry that I'm reading.
Wow.
I kind of switch through them. So the nonfiction book I'm reading is about Cleopatra, which is really dope. Thing I learned from that book is Cleopatra probably never saw the Sphinx because by the time she was ruling, it was already buried in sand
Wow.
and like
Cool.
ancient ruins. Because ancient Egypt, the pyramids and stuff were built 2,000 years before she was ruling. So I think we actually technically live closer to Cleopatra than Cleopatra lived to
Wow.
ancient Egypt.
That's
and
crazy.
there's alien connections to
wow.
the pyramids.
Yeah, and also
You know
aliens
that?
built the pyramids.
The inside of the pyramid, they say it supposedly like resembles like almost like an SD card. Like the way it's structured inside, it's like similar to like
An
that type
SD
of,
card?
Wow.
Like the way
It
that
was a
like
Nintendo
tunnels and like
Switch.
stuff like that. Yeah, it had tilt and everything. No, like but I remember hearing something. I feel nervous because lately I've been bringing up stuff that I remember, and I'm like worried I'm getting things wrong. But I'm pretty sure, as somebody mentioned, like that it was and it's just a theory, one of those conspiracy theories where like the layout of inside resemble or like there's some parts of it that resemble like a memory card.
But doesn't that kind of discount the fact of people being enslaved in Egypt and
See, I don't know.
doesn't.
All of that
No,
is
'cause
so
that could have still easily
up
happened.
in the air. Because also, like, technically, like, the only thing that proves, as far as I'm aware, and I'm sure there's a lot of Jews that'll be upset at me, but the only thing that states as far as slaves of Jewish slaves is the Torah. There's no proof that there were Jewish slaves that were then released in Egypt. So I don't know if slaves built it or like a slave class. I'm sure at the time.
Well, no, the slaves were there no matter
I think
what, but-
unfortunately it's more likely just because
No,
it's such
yeah.
a prevalent thing in
But
history.
aliens could have been behind it all.
The stuff that I've read is
I don't know.
from, and also people throw Nikola Tesla out of proportion all day long, but apparently he studied the pyramids, and it's something to do with 369 is the way that like,
damn, you're fine.
yeah, 369, damn, you're fine, but something in the way of
Tesla
how-
looked at the pyramids like these are friggin' hot.
Yeah. It's something with how electricity works, and it's like the placement of the pyramids, and then the fact that the top apparently was like a metal structure on the
Yeah,
point,
it was-
and,
it
and
was
the way
metal.
that they had, and the fact that they were connected to rivers underneath, something where it actually could have been some sort of battery, whether or not they used it that way, but it could have created charge.
Damn.
Related to that, something cool I learned just to share and to go off in a different direction. You know how spiders, they fly with their webs?
Yeah.
No
So
idea.
it's not, you've never seen the
Oh,
spiders?
it's like
balloon
like
spiders.
magnetic fields or something.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
It's called ballooning.
Yeah, ballooning. Spiders balloon, which is they throw their
Right,
web
right.
in the air in order to fly away to another place, and they can travel long
What?
distances.
Yeah,
confused.
yeah.
What?
You've never
Yeah.
seen that?
No, what?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
you need to
Explain.
look up the.
Was it
there's
in
big
Spider-Man?
events.
No, but
then
I'm
I would
surprised he hasn't
understand.
done that.
Hasn't ballooned. Yeah.
Like just make a little
Yeah.
parachute and just.
What
That
is so
actually
they
would be
use the
cool.
web as a parachute?
No, they
Really
use it
small
more as a
spiders,
foil.
since they're
And
so
it's
light.
not
Do you know
just,
the fact
it's not
too? You can
fully
do it.
wind, but you probably know more than me. But I did
We
see
know the
like the
same
Twitter
thing.
moment version of it, where it's not like they're like wind gliding. It's like there's the electromagnetic fields of the earth. They literally like are flying,
Yeah.
just
riding
pure
them.
determination.
Wind isn't a part of it at all. They proved it because they put them in boxes and then just created different currents in the air. So what happens is the floor of the earth is negatively charged, and then the ionosphere and just the air is positively charged. And so the spider will go onto a plant, which is attached to the ground, so the plant is technically negatively charged, and it'll get to the top of it, and then they'll throw out their web, which is, I guess, able to then become positively charged from the ionosphere, the environment.
Why do they do this?
So that they can then fly.
Travel.
They fly through
Don't they crawl?
static electricity, essentially.
But
Me
they can
too.
travel far
Birds
distances.
can walk.
Yeah. But it's like instead of flying using the air, they fly using electricity.
It's even more reason not to trust
It's just
spiders.
a different way to do things, yeah. It's
Well,
just
yeah.
cool.
That's really dope.
Yeah.
Can
There's
we
a
do
spider.
that?
Terrifying.
There's one on
If
my
we were light
ceiling
enough, we
right
could.
Now. There's a little spider on my ceiling. It's been there for 2 days. And I just
It's
look at
probably
him.
dead.
I just look at him mad and I leave because I can't reach him.
Well, you just let it stay with you.
He's just getting closer to my bed each day. You know.
He's gonna
Ian
conquer
said
it.
he was in his bed and he like looked up at his ceiling. There's a spider right above him, just like upside down on the ceiling. He's like, "Don't you?" And then just fell right on him. And he was like,
I've woken
sucks.
up to a spider like crawling down,
Yeah,
going to
I
be
have
on my
too.
face, and I like freak out.
I one time, this was forever ago, I was watching TV and a spider came like slowly like on its web, dangled down right in front of the TV and just dangled there for a bit. And then just slowly went back up, like, hey, what are you watching? All right, see you later. It's really funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
spiders freak me out.
Yeah. It's
not-
unfortunate I can't do them.
How was have you talked about like the fears video on here yet?
Oh,
or
no, not
anything?
yet.
Oh
We
yeah,
talked about it.
facing butterflies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. I still hate butterflies.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, that probably wasn't the most professional way to address an actual phobia, but was cool.
Well, now it's like I'm not like I saw a butterfly the other day. I'm like, ugh, annoying.
Now you know like what they eat and stuff.
Oh my gosh, don't even get me
get out.
started.
Don't even
That's
get me
funny.
started.
I was just like, ugh, you're just so annoying to me.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just like,
Like, I'm over you. Why are you here?
yeah, why are you in my freaking space?
Yeah,
It's
I
fine.
get that.
But yeah, yeah, whatever. How you doing with dolls?
Fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't like dolls?
That wasn't even like facing a fear of dolls. They put me in a hell box and had a professional mime in a scarecrow.
Wow.
Slowly inching towards me.
No,
That was
thank
more
you.
of a prank.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Mine was not a prank. I almost wish mine was.
Yeah,
a prank.
yours was set up like you were actually facing your fear. Mine was, hey, let's try to. How do we make Shane feel like he's about to be murdered, but he's not gonna?
But he's being filmed, so he knows it won't
He
happen.
knows it won't
right?
actually, or will it? That'd be pretty funny though if they
Wow.
actually murdered me on camera. Mm-hmm. Be pretty cool.
A lot of the comments on the Olivia video, everyone loved how he kind of stepped up to give
Oh,
you the
yeah.
pep talk.
You know, we were filming for so long. We were filming just this whole process that I think we kind of forgot that it was on camera. But I was,
I think
yeah.
a lot of it was edited out, but Shane was really there for me. If you ever need a kidney, hit me up.
Damn, dude,
Wow.
that's nice.
That's why I did that.
Yeah.
I was like,
You
you know
never
what?
know when
I'm
you're gonna
thinking
need a
ahead
kidney.
of if I might need a kidney, so I need to do Olivia solid and be for her.
It was
Damn.
interesting because I remember in this split moment of I really needed someone there with me. The only reason why I hesitated on who I wanted to pick to be there with me was because I didn't want to hurt other people's feelings. But like it was right off the bat, like for sure you out of anyone.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's really
Thanks, Olivia.
sweet.
I just know that you're very reliable in my eyes, and I trust you, and I feel very safe when I'm with you.
I can agree with that. Shane is a very trustworthy guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like I know you will protect me.
Noah's all right. No, okay.
It's all right. No, you picked the right person. I would have been like, Olivia. Oh, wait, no, these are kind of scary. Wait a minute. No, Olivia, wait a minute.
we
Up
all
close.
run.
I think the problem, Noah's so honest all the time that you would just be like, yeah, this is gonna be really awful for
Yeah.
you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you're the realist.
Noah's always gonna.
Oh, like
realist.
a realist.
Noah's
like
Yeah,
always
L-I-S-T.
going to
Yeah, I
tell
was
you
like-
exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah, he's
about
like-
the
realist.
audience.
Yeah.
He'll probably like, you're going to be
funny.
more traumatized after this than. But that's, I would have picked you too, maybe. I don't know. Any of you guys just make me
what?
feel safe.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. Like I still have not watched those videos. It's really hard to like see people that I care about going through stressful situations. So that's why I ask because, I wanted to know what it was like without having to see the pain in your eyes or something.
I mean,
you know?
Olivia, you faced it. That was cool.
Did you eat one?
Oh,
Yeah, that was the goal.
Right? To catch one in your mouth.
Have you ever
Literally-
put a moth in your mouth?
Why?
I feel like I have done that.
Wait, can I tell a story?
Yeah, you can tell
Okay,
a story.
I guess it's not my story to tell. No, this is actually the first time that I'd ever been told anything about drugs, so about weed. My brother had stayed with a friend of his. My oldest brother had stayed with a friend of his, and he said, and I don't know why he was telling this story to me, but he said that his friend's roommate wanted to smoke a joint, I guess, and asked his friend to roll it for him. And my brother told me that, I guess because they didn't want him to smoke in the room or something. Essentially, he rolled a dead moth that he found into this guy's joint, and then he smoked it. That was the first time I learned about joints, but that made me think that joints all had like dead bugs in them.
Well, how did that process? How?
Oh, because you said have a moth in your mouth. And it made me think of the only time I know someone who had a moth in your mouth.
How did he let a dead moth?
So I think there was already a dead moth like in their gross apartment.
Sorry,
and then
Liv
while
Liv.
someone else was in another room, he literally just put the body of the moth into the joint paper and rolled it. So this guy cremated a moth in his mouth.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
The end of that.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, that's for anyone listening.
That's a lot.
gross.
I'm sorry.
No.
That's all I
Wow,
had to add.
Noah.
That's story
all right.
time. Story time. Wow. Yeah, the haunted house thing was definitely scary. It's not like my worst fear, but because like that, being alone in a haunted house is really scary.
Yeah, I hate it.
It's a bunch of strangers in masks. My sister has this huge fear of like mascot costumes and, like Chuck E. Cheese costumes, stuff like that. After hearing her explain that fear, it's like, okay, I get it. Yeah, because it's like there's all these people in masks and you're just trusting them in this dark room.
They could do anything to you.
Literally anything.
Anything. If I were a mask and I saw you, I'd be like, hey, wanna go eat ramen?
I wouldn't probably be able to hear you because it's a very loud haunted house.
I'd make
Yeah.
sure you hear.
Well, Olivia would just be walking around there because she's waiting for her
That's
mom to pick
terrifying.
her up.
Aww.
Yeah, I found this haunted house, and I'm just gonna talk to the ghosts here.
Oh my god.
Guys, you want to hear a pitch for my haunted house?
Yeah,
So I
what's-
think it's the scariest haunted house possible. So you can only go in as a small group, like 4 maximum. And you go into what you think is going to be like a really scary house, but you just end up walking into what looks like a normal, like 2-story house, and you just watch a family fall apart in front of you. You just
so
watch
Hereditary?
It's just
like
Death of a Salesman.
yeah, essentially that.
That was just a showing of Death of a Salesman.
Yeah, but just up close.
That was just a Tennessee Williams play.
Yeah.
Wait,
Very,
Shane- I don't
know if
very
that's-
close. What's up?
Didn't you have that haunted house thing where like people touched you and stuff?
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, I remember you telling me this story
Yeah.
long ago in improv class.
Oh my god, a friend of mine and I years ago signed up for this haunted house called Blackout, where you sign a release so that people in this haunted house can touch you and mess with you and whatever, and you go in by yourself.
Wow.
And so you go in one at a time, and it's like 10 minutes in between each, and like it's in this building in downtown LA. We went at like 2 a.m. and oh my god, it was nuts. And yeah, like it's just like you enter this room, high ceilings, but everything's draped with like plastic, so you can't see anything. But you're hearing screams, you're hearing people like freaking out, whatever. And so my friend goes in first. Then the guy opens up the sheet and he like shines a light in your eye really quick, and then like cuts it down, like asking if you have epilepsy or seizures or whatever. And he's like, all right, go, follow the line, run. And like I walk in, I see this blue line in front of me, and then he shuts the sheet and it's pitch black. And I start like trying to move forward, but I'm like, I can't see anything. And then someone grabs me from behind and just starts pushing me. And I'm just moving really fast. And then I get stopped. And then I'm there for like, I think I stood there in pitch blackness for like 2 minutes, and suddenly someone would like grab you and move you really quick. And then like whatever. And I remember just kind of like my eyes were sort of adjusting. I couldn't see. And then I could see like a few feet ahead of me, I could see someone smiling at me. And then like they kind of like back up. And then a bunch of crazy stuff happens. It was borderline, like there was a couple moments in it where I was like, why did I sign up for this?
Are this stuff you can't tell? in
No,
it?
it's just that it was borderline like, there's a part, no, I don't want to.
Oh, okay, because I remember a part that you've yet to mention.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't know what was going to be in it, right? I knew that I was going to get crazy. There was a part where I walk in this room, this guy grabs me from behind, lifts me off my feet, and then not for long, but then sends me back, and he I think my hands were tied behind my back at this point. I was missing a shoe. And he's like, jog in place. And I start jogging in places like faster, like whatever. And I'm like, okay. And then he puts up a bag over my head, a plastic bag, and kind of like ties it. And then I started like kind of running out of air. And I was like, okay, maybe this was a mistake. I was like,
What
this was like, me and my friend were like, yeah, let's do it. I hear this is crazy. And then I was just there. I'm like, what am I doing? And it was fine. It really like, that was the only moment where I was like, oh. Then there was a lot of typical like haunted house moments where like a guy, like you enter this room and this guy has like a staple gun. And he like runs at you and he like presses it against your chest, but it doesn't have staples in it. But you're like, for a second, you're like, what the? Oh, God. And then you get brought into a room where you get brought into a bathroom and he tells you to reach your hand and get the key. And you have to reach your hand into this toilet and there's a bunch of stuff in the toilet and you get this key out. And then actually a really cool part of it later on is you get to this part where there's a bunch of people chained up and you have the key. Right? And you quickly unlock one of the locks and you save this girl, but then she's like, we gotta go. But there's 2 other people still chained up and they're like, hey, help, whatever. And you gotta keep going. And she like makes you keep, and I'm like, that's terrifying. This is terrifying. So that's the craziest haunted house experience of it. Yeah, Halloween Horror Nights has not affected me on a real level since then.
Oh my God.
That was
But
nuts.
who's also signing up to be these performers?
People who need work.
It's LA. People, it's
Any
hard to get an
waiter.
acting job.
Because like you could have, like, can you imagine?
They're all my waiters the next day somewhere else. I'm at Sharky's.
Yeah.
She's like, hey,
I didn't know you're the
didn't you
girl.
save me from that murderer?
I know, but like people who are threatened by that could totally like hit them or like fight them.
I mean, that's why I
Can you
think
imagine?
it's like you sign up, but you shouldn't go to that if you're gonna. I knew going in. Honestly, by the end of it, I wasn't scared. I was like, that was a rush. That was crazy. And there's no monsters or costumes. It's just people and just different situations. Really, there was only a couple parts that I was like, oh God. But for the most part, I was like, that was just nuts.
Yeah, the dark and then seeing someone smiling suddenly is not
that's
okay.
crazy.
Let's take a quick break. Hi, it's Ian again. Did you guys know that as many as 7 out of 10 adults wish they played a musical instrument? Unfortunately, most people don't pick up instruments because they either think it's too late for them to start, or it's too expensive, or they feel they don't have time. But Musician is an online music education platform rethinking the way people learn music. It's a fun, easy, affordable way to learn how to play guitar, or piano, or bass, or ukulele, or even singing. Just download the app to your desktop, tablet, or phone to start playing. Musician's award-winning technology actually listens to you play and gives real-time feedback on timing and accuracy. With Musician, you'll learn to play your favorite songs faster than ever and have fun while doing it. Musician is perfect for whether you're just starting out or if you've been playing for years. Enjoy thousands of popular songs, expertly crafted lessons and exercises across dozens of genres. You'll even learn music theory, sheet reading, and tablature too. All you gotta do is go to musician.com/play to start your free trial today. That's unlimited lessons and unlimited songs on as many instruments as you want for 2 whole weeks. That's YOUSICIAN.com/play. And now back to my friends.
Yeah, I'd have to think about it and remember what else crazy. But that was it. Yeah, that
Haunted
was
houses are real.
See,
like
Real.
real haunted house.
oh,
like
you mean
with
actual
ghosts.
ghosts in a house?
Like they're
on a
like
property.
my
Yeah,
I
we-
told you my really good friend lived in one.
Didn't you say just like the door slammed or something?
No, there's a lot of things that happen, and I don't know if she would want me to tell it because it took her. I've been best friends with her since I was 15, and it was like a couple months ago. She like really told me the stuff that went on in her house. It was just
Wow.
so bad, I think, and luckily they moved out. But the origin of why the house was so haunted was because this guy, he was one of the wealthiest builders in Orange County, and he built 2 homes. One, you can still find it online. He built this like really famous mansion that looked like a pirate ship, and he built another one that was, and my friend lived in, and his wife killed herself, committed suicide, and then her favorite house was the one that my friend lived in, and she would go there.
Wow.
That's crazy. See, that's the stuff that's like that's where I can't suspend my disbelief and like fully be down for ghosts.
I'll tell you later on. I'll tell you like
No,
some
that's
I think
fine.
really
that's
crazy
I think
things.
and I don't know if I believe in ghosts or not, but why I wasn't too scared with this haunted thing that I did forever ago, or wasn't haunted, just the house,
Walk
the
through,
crazy
yeah.
thing, is because it was just people being crazy people. Supernatural stuff does scare me because I don't know. I'm like, I'm scared by
Yeah.
not knowing what it is, whether it's my mind playing tricks on me or not. It still scares me.
I just got too many questions for ghosts. Not that I obviously have all the answers or will find the answers, or like anyone will, but just ghosts give me too many questions for me to believe it as like a legitimate natural phenomenon. In the sense of ghosts as I understand it currently.
Yeah.
But easily there could be ghosts in another form that I'm down to believe in, but I can't wrap my head around actual past humans actively being aware or haunting or anything like that. I can't necessarily be with, but
Right, but
there's angles I could find.
It's one of those things, right, where I'm like, I don't know if I believe in ghosts or demons or whatever, but they're like, okay, would you, for $100,000, would you spend a night by yourself in this abandoned hospital where tons of people died?
No,
I'd be like,
Absolutely not.
there's a part of my brain, there's subconsciously where I'm like, well, but what if there's stuff and
Yeah, and I feel like yes, there are spirits, but it just depends. There are good spirits and bad ones.
there's
Like,
Casper?
There's
Yeah,
Casper who's
But
horrible.
Casper did kill a guy. What if Casper at the end just murdered a guy, like
No one
brutally?
knows
They're
it,
like,
yeah.
he's not that friendly.
There are friendly ghosts. Like my friend lived in an apartment with a friendly ghost. She lived. Near
what
the
is that
closet.
like?
What's a friendly ghost experience?
I want a ghost that makes breakfast.
She's like old. She was
Just
an old
makes
ghost,
breakfast.
and the thing is that like I would sleep at my friend's apartment in New York all the time, and just like random things would happen. Like I remember this one time I was just doing my makeup. She wasn't home, and her computer was off, and then all of a sudden her computer turned on and it started playing the Shangri-Las.
Oh, that's just the NSA.
And it was just like, I was like, wait, this is like, it's like 1960s music. And I'm like, this is so creepy and weird. And then sometimes like her Keurig would start making coffee in the middle of the night. And her light in her closet was like, it's an old apartment. It would be the ones that like would get to like
I have one of
physically
those.
like pull down.
The string,
And it would just turn on and off. It was just so weird. And then one day she was at like a psychic crystals shop, and one of the people working there, she was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know that there is an elderly ghost living in your apartment, but don't be afraid. She's chill. She's not going to hurt you."
Aw.
That's crazy.
So if that's an elderly ghost, does that mean that when you die, you're the age, like,
No, you get to pick.
you get to pick,
Yeah,
but
she
they
just
chose
really
to be an old
loved.
person?
Well, she never made it to 82.
Oh, so
That's
she
it. Yeah, she was
died
young.
at
She
died
wanted
at
to be
40
old.
and was like, I want to be 80.
Yeah, what's it like? Yeah.
What's that like?
See, I don't.
No,
you can
no.
go.
I mean, in the Mormon religion, when it's like when we die and go to heaven, we're at our prime.
Don't you get a planet in Mormonism?
There's a lot
I think that's true.
that we are like probably me now.
I'm still shooting to get
In my
a planet in
prime.
my regular life.
Yeah?
You know, if I play my cards right and space exploration for the next 20 years,
I marry
can claim,
Elon Musk.
I'm trying to claim Neptune. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Have you guys heard the ghost story of the woman who like has a sexual relationship with a spirit? She like
Talking about
met.
scary
I've heard
movie
that.
one?
I've also heard
She's been on podcasts and like TV
I've
shows.
heard
there was
of
a
this,
woman
yeah.
who said that about an Alien too, that she had sex with an alien.
Wow.
and it was-
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
the spirit? The
She
spirit?
met him on a plane.
The
You know about
spirit?
him, Kevin?
Didn't she already get divorced from him though?
I
the
haven't kept
spirit?
up with
She
it.
married the ghost.
They were in a sexual
means she married-
relationship for a while.
In order
I
to
can't
marry
get
the
down
ghost,
with
she
that.
had to meet a ghost like minister, a ghost captain, even that could marry
this
them.
true?
I'm just saying, like to get married to a
ghost
ghost, you'd
boat
have to have a ghost that can marry you both.
Or why not just a regular person to marry
Well,
them?
Well,
they'd have to. Only a ghost would be able to hear and get consent from the ghost to
They
marry.
just get Long Island medium.
Wait,
they
so
get
who?
her.
No, she's a fake.
Whoa, you got real mad.
I believe that.
Well,
I
okay,
believe
can I
That's
tell
the
you
thing
who's
that
real?
no matter what, like whether ghosts are real or not, there's so many liars on this planet.
Well, can I tell you something?
What?
You know, the guy. What's his name? The younger
Chef Boyardee.
No, the younger guy. He's a Hollywood medium.
Oh, I don't know him. I only know
you're
Long
talking about the
Island.
girl?
Tyler.
blonde girl?
No, Tyler.
Oh.
Tyler. He's the Hollywood medium, and
Tyler Phantom.
He's like what, like 20s, early 20s, and he got his show on the E! Network because when he met with the producers, he read everyone in the room, and they were like, "Oh my God, you're the real
See-
deal," and they gave him a show.
But he
But
just
the
read their
Long Island
IMDb's.
no,
Which
it
is
was
a
like
different show. That
Long
girl,
Island's medium.
There's like a New York medium, this blonde girl medium.
Yeah.
Oh well, that lady.
She was proven to be fake.
Yeah,
Really?
completely fake.
Long Island medium.
Yeah,
really?
she's
Yes.
the one.
Yeah.
She's the one who told those parents. She's like, "Yeah, your son, these parents' son had disappeared, And they went on the show and to talk, and they're like, "What happened to our son?" She's like, "I'm afraid he's passed away. I see he's drowned or something." And they're like crying on the show because they're like, "Oh my God!" And then the boy was found like a month later, and they're like, "Oh, so you just completely lied and told these parents that, oh, I see in my visions that your son has died." And it's like, nope, he hadn't. You just went on what you thought happened.
But
So
also
sick.
With Tyler the medium, who was that man? He is the guy from Home Develop. What is that show?
Oh, Tim Allen?
Tim Allen. So no, who's the
Nope,
one that passed away?
Oh.
No, the guy who sings Blurred Lines, his dad.
Alan Thicke?
Alan Thicke.
Okay, Alan Thicke. So he read Alan Thicke a week before he passed away. And it was all, I watched the interview, like I watched it, and he was like, there, you have a heart condition, like you have an ancestor telling me that you need to go to the doctor and check your heart out. And Alan Thicke was like, ugh, like my wife made me do this thing and this show. And he was like, I'm fine. Nobody in my family has a heart problem. And then you can see in Tyler Medium's eyes, he was like, no, you really need to go check this out because it's really going to be bad for you. Mm-hmm. And he didn't believe it. And a week ago, he passed away.
Wow.
That's wild.
See, with that, I would still be on the board of like no ghosts, just like that person's got amazing ability to read body language and small cues.
You could tell by my body language that I'm going to die in a week.
Yeah,
To be fair, dogs can
Possibly.
sense.
There's a lot of things. We're like,
stuff
this
like
person
that.
might have something that's, supernatural in powers compared to someone else. I don't think it's ghosts because to me, that'd be the last thing. Before ghosts, it would be like, wow, you are so in tune with subtle body language or all of these things, whether or not you're aware of it, you were able to tell by seeing different patterns in people.
Dogs can sense like a heart attack.
Well,
before
they,
you start-
yeah,
so
That's crazy.
And they
So I mean,
smell
it's
cancer.
not. It's like that naturally. Like they're.
But how do you know what the dog is smelling?
Well, they've just.
I mean, Django did that. He did that for a woman twice.
What do you mean?
Like the lady that was taking care of Django, she has like a heart condition, and like twice in a row, he would like stop playing fetch or doing something and just like stare at her like really intensely or be by her, like just looking at her, and then 30 seconds later she'd collapse.
Wow.
That happened twice.
Wow.
Since I last talked to her.
That's
like
crazy.
and so they're gonna put him through like service dog training to like hone in on that because she needs that. But yeah, dogs can do that. They can be trained to smell out tumors.
So Tyler the medium is half dog.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, maybe he's
It's just the feet.
Maybe
I would
he's
love
actually
to go
a
to
German
a medium,
Shepherd.
though. Would you guys go to a medium? I would love to just see, because I have like
it's
spirits
like
that
if
I would
I-
be interested in hearing from.
Yeah, if like
Maybe.
someone knew there was a death.
But I just know like they say like, oh, if you're a skeptic, they can't do it. So
Yeah.
I'm, like,
I'm not a
well, then,
skeptic though. I'm just like,
Right, but I'm
how?
saying for you, but I'm saying for me,
Yeah.
if I
yeah,
went
you're
like,
right.
I'll show you the video after. You'll be like, whoa, that one is the most insane one.
I'd want to see it. I don't know. Like I have a hard time when I'm seeing something that's been produced and edited. That I just don't trust anything. Like, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying like I can't fully believe something that's I'm seeing through media because I'm like, oh, this is people have looked at this. They've even if he's predicting something, they edit it to make it more crazy, right?
I wasn't even that scared of butterflies. It was all of the editing that made me fear all of it.
The
Yeah.
CGI tears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but real talk, how many times have we shot a video and be like, that was, oh my God, what did we just shoot? And then it comes out great because
Yeah.
the editors make us
Yeah.
look awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the first 10, try not to laugh.
We didn't know what we were
Not at all.
doing.
That was fun though.
There are definitely some.
But
where
it's
we-
also when we shot like 4 in a day, and it was like by the 4th time, I'm on the 30th
were-
joke out of nothing. Like, what do you
There's
expect?
definitely some try not to laughs where we were like, there's no way this is making
Yeah.
it to air.
And every time.
It turns out funny and we're like, how?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember there was one back at Defy. It was like towards the end. I remember, I think you and I were like, oh man, I have nothing.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we would have some where we were just out of jokes. I think that's the one, like my joke where I came out and I'm just dressed in this weird, and I'm like, I just got kicked out of a Baja Fresh
I love that one.
for murder. Like that was me just
Yeah.
having no
Yeah.
joke, being like, I'm gonna put on this weird costume and just say something.
There's been recent ones where you could tell I just literally have nothing.
But that's what's fun.
Sad.
That's what's fun. Is this the entire package that's entertaining? I don't think if the game was let's have the funniest jokes, it would not be fun.
You're
You're
right.
so funny
The
on
failures are
Thank
what
you, dude.
honestly make it great.
It's everyone together. Thank you so much. Like everyone else is really funny too.
And now
'Cause
on to
it's the room.
sports, which I also do. It's so
all,
good.
It's all nothing, but in the best way.
Yeah.
It's all like all of us committing and just being so supportive because I know I couldn't go out there and do half the dumb shit even when I give up on
Oh,
myself, to
yeah.
have someone else like at least like the room wants to laugh. If the room wants to
Yeah.
laugh, something's gonna be funny. Something's gonna be fun. It's never gonna die.
I've discovered with Try Not to Laugh, at least my plan of attack is I'm like, I don't have to be funny at all. If I commit 1,000% to this joke, it'll do something. It'll either be the greatest failure ever or it'll work.
Yeah.
Also, fans they latch on to everything. Like individual fans can find anything funny. So it's like there's
It's
a group
true.
of people that love this joke that like is
they hit
nothing.
Us, yeah, it hits us all in
Or it's
different
just
ways.
weird.
Yeah.
Like even we can all be laughing at one joke, but we have different reasons why we're laughing at it. So
Yeah, the weirdest jokes that we never think would take off are the ones like when I just came out and I'm like, I'm going to be this prank caller who calls different pizza places and tells them they're his
And
favorite.
Now I'm wearing
and
your
now
shirt.
we have merch for it. It's so
That's
ridiculous. I was thinking about the other day, I was just looking at one of the hoodies and I was just like, how the hell did this happen?
well,
That's funny.
Speaking of that merch you can get on Smosh.store. Guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I know it's
Of
time
course,
to go.
of course.
So if you want to submerge yourself in our pizza place merch, we have various different kinds. Sorry, I just caressed your chest. We also have coffee, myfavoritecoffee.com, and we also have mugs.
Ooh.
Yeah. Where's your one with the upside down label?
I think it's actually back in our room. I forgot to bring it this time.
You have one that's upside down?
It was
was
a
a misprint, yeah.
So it's upside down, and I love it.
That's
It's
so
dope.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what it is, gang. Subscribe to the SmoshCast channel if you want to see the highlights on Wednesdays or the full videos on Fridays, or if you just like using your ears and not your eyes, you get that audio on Wednesdays.
Nice.
Yeah. And if you just like using your eyes but not your ears, watch the video on Friday and just mute it and just watch us
Wow.
and read our lips.
That's fun. I like that. Is that it?
Get
this
out.
it?
Bye, guys.
Leave us on, but you leave.
Yeah,
Yo,
get
we're
out
gonna
of your
run
car.
ads now for
Get
like
out of your
10
car.
minutes.
Park your car and get out, but leave the audio on.
Turn your car on,
gonna keep
park it in the
This is our
garage.
time.
Don't.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.